Hi everyone, and today we have an important principle about Pareto principles. The secret to success by achieving more with less. So Pareto principle depends that how to find the most important thing is to do the great success based on these things. How can 20% of effort forming the 80% of results? So it's called 20-80%. Okay. On the other hand, 80% of the result is produced by only 20% of effort. Okay. So 20% of effort producing 80% of results. So the important here how to find the 20% of the effort that forming the 80% of results. This is the question, and this is the analysis, and this is the Pareto principle and Pareto analysis. Okay. So here in this chart there are many components, and we will focus on the 80% of this component. Okay, and this is Pareto analysis. There are two types of items: 80% items and 20% items. Okay, and here is another example. There are two items: 80% items and 20% items. The question is, how can we get the 80% items? Okay, let's take a practical example from Microsoft Excel, and here is one example of cost analysis with Pareto chart. So cost analysis of Tesla factory in USA in 2021, and here is cost center, parts and material, and here is annual cost, and here percentage total, and here is cumulative percent, and here is manufacturer equipment, salaries, maintenance, office lease, warehouse lease, insurance, benefits and pensions, and vehicles, research, and here is the total. So based on this table, what are the most important cost centers based on the annual cost? The first thing after entering the data is to order the data descendingly. You should calculate the percentage of the total by dividing this value on the total value of the total value of the cost centers, and here is the percent, and based on this percent order these percentages descendingly from the greatest to smallest, and after that calculate the cumulative percentage based on the percent of total, and search for 80%, and here is the 80%. So the most important cost centers for these items are this yellow shaded items. Why? Because these items represent 80% of the cumulative percentage and 80% of the total cost. Okay, and here is presentation of these data based on the Pareto analysis chart, and here is the different cost items, and the most important items is the parts and the materials, and represents about 31%, and after that the two items represents 52%, and so on. The first items are parts and material and manufacturing equipment, salaries, maintenance, and these are formulating 80% of the Pareto chart and the cost center. So the most important parts are these based on Pareto analysis, and here is the bar chart of each cost center, and here is the cumulative curve of the cost center. Okay, let's take another example, and here is another example about NASA in USA, and about the testing and the problem of engines, okay, jet proportional lap engines. And this time the problem not represented in function of cost, but represented of function of occurrences, okay, occurrences of a problem. So the first problem was transmission, fuel system, miscellaneous, noise, drive controls, other electrical, ignition, cooling system, braking, emissions, steering. So after entering the occurrences data, just calculate the percentage based on each occurrence and the total number of occurrence. After that, calculate the cumulative percentage based on the percent of total, and after that search for 80%, and here is the 80%. So these parts are the most important parts of the problem, and here are so transmission, fuel system, miscellaneous, noise, and driver control and other electrical are the most important causes for the problem, because they are represented about 80% for this problem. And here is the graph representation. Here is the bar chart for the problem, and here is the cumulative curve for this problem, and here is 80%, and you can intersect 80% with the items to find that the most important items are intersecting with 80% from here. So just draw an intersection with this curve with 80% to find the most important items here. Okay, that's about Pareto analysis, and that's about the problem analysis with Pareto Excel template. I hope this lecture to be useful for you. Thank you, and see you in the next template.